Guyana celebrates National Day of Prayer. GECOM seeks speedy elections results. Businessman losing money over broken water main. In the region, Barbados PM calls for faster court cases. And internationally, coronavirus death toll rises in China. Greetings and welcome to this edition of Channel 2 Headline News. I am George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. Yesterday, the Ministry of Social Cohesion hosted the annual National Day of Prayer at the National Cultural Center in Georgetown. Esther Sobers was there and filed this report.
Keeping in accordance with Guyana's 50th Republic anniversary on Tuesday, the Ministry of Presidency, Department of Social Cohesion, Youth and Sport, in collaboration with nation religious core groups, held its National Day of Prayer.
We need to pray. Prayer is important. It was Max Lucado who said, and I quote, "Our prayers may be awkward, our attempts may be feeble, but since the power of prayer is in the one who hears it and not in the one who says it, our prayers do make a difference." End of quote.
The event, which was held at the National Cultural Center, aimed to unite with its theme, enhancing the culture of prayers, promoting religious harmony. Several religions from across the country were in participation.
The children of Guyana side, giving thanks and praise, keeping the land free from the wrath of nature.
كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله.
Its peace, commerce and industry, and for the stewardship of creation. Lord God Almighty, you have made all the peoples of the earth for your glory.
Tvameva vidyadravinam tvameva sarvam cha mama deva deva. Zord, our mother, our father, our friend, our knowledge, our wealth, our atma. Everything belongs to you, everything to what you are supreme. Let this day of national prayer bring peace to our country, the world at large. Let all enjoy peace, let none suffer.
Cement thou, O God, the hearts together. O thou kind Father, God, gladden our hearts through the fragrance of thy love. Brighten our eyes through the light of thy guidance. Delight our ears with the melody of thy word, and shelter us all in the stronghold of thy providence.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. The Guyana Elections Commission is making preparations to have this year's elections results available as early as possible. The Guyana Elections Commission seeks to have the results of the March 2nd, 2020 general and regional elections available in the shortest possible time. Speaking to Kaieteur Radio last night, GECOM Public Relations Officer Yolanda Ward noted that the laws of Guyana makes provision for the declaration of results some 15 days after the close of polls. However, the Commission understands the anxiety of the electorate after voting has finished. She said, quote, "Understanding the anxiety in persons, it is important for us to deliver results in the shortest possible time, and not just delivering the results. It is the delivery of accurate and credible results within the shortest possible time. We have built on lessons learned, and we have been working out our own operations and administrative subsets to ensure that we can deliver elections results in the shortest possible time." According to Ward, much of the delay in the past was caused by Guyana's geography. The remoteness of certain hinterland villages often slows the process of getting the ballots to GECOM for tabulation. Furthermore, the process is slowed by the fact that Guyana's laws only allow for manual voting. However, to aid in the voting process, GECOM has trained over 13,000 persons to run the 2,300 polling stations on Elections Day. After the break, businessman complains of lost revenues over broken water main.
We have some big plans for Guyana.
Reversing adverse policies,
lowering the tax burden and reducing the cost of living, creating jobs,
expanding infrastructure,
protecting workers,
ensuring better pay for workers,
equality for all our people,
all proceeds benefiting all,
strengthening our rights and democratic institutions,
taking care of the hinterland and indigenous communities,
safety in your homes and on our streets,
world-class education, making sure medicines are available when you need them,
and transforming people's lives.
We have some big plans for Guyana, and we are ready to serve.
For years, my community had no communication to the rest of the country. Now, we got internet hub, Wi-Fi, and a radio station. Now my children could do their homework on the internet, thanks to APNU AFC. And that's the reason why I'm voting for them again.
Fact: 175 internet hubs, 170 schools given internet access, and 7 hinterland radio stations since 2015. On March 2nd, vote APNU AFC, and let's continue moving forward together.
That was a paid political ad.
The voting process. Once you have been identified as the elector you claim to be, you would be given a ballot paper that is stamped at the back, top and bottom halves in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the party of your choice in the general election, and once at the bottom section where you vote for the party of your choice in the regional election. Make your mark in the box provided on the right of your choice. After you have voted, fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official. Dip the first joint of your right index finger in the ink provided and place the ballot paper in the ballot box that is there for this purpose. You would then have to peacefully depart the polling station. For more information, contact GECOM on 225-027729, 223-9653, email pro@gcom.org.gy, or visit GECOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Change means opportunities.
Change means progress.
Change means economic development for all Guyanese.
Change means a better life for my kids.
Change is unity.
Change means better education.
Change means improved healthcare.
Change means saying what you mean.
Change means a better future.
Change means better life.
Right choice, right now. Right choice, right now.
I'm a public servant. In 2015, I was working for $34,000. Today, my salary is $70,000. I earning way more under the APNU AFC in just 4 short years. That's why I'm voting for them.
Fact: public servants' minimum wage increased by 77% in 4 short years.
Don't stop the progress. Progress.
That was a paid political ad.
In 2015, David Granger promised the youths jobs.
Promise you jobs. Not some fairy jobs about cleaning gutters and so on. Nothing is wrong with cleaning gutters.
For example, there are a lot of fish and chip shops now. You can sell cassava chips or sweet potato chips. You can sell cocoa rice. No prospect, or there's no possibility that the government could simply start to employ young people.
2017 statistics reports shows the number of unemployed youths increased to 17,058 persons. 30,000 jobs were lost.
The first plan is to provide jobs for our young people. JOBS.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
I'm a single parent with 5 children, and all of them got to go to school. I am very thankful for the David Granger buses that take them to school for free. I save so much money because of it, and that is why I am voting for the APNU AFC.
Fact, more than 30 David G buses on the road and boats on the rivers to take children to school since 2015. On March 2nd, vote APNU AFC. And let's continue moving forward together.
That was a paid political ad.
Welcome back. The Guyana Tourism Authority says that more than 314,000 persons visited Guyana in 2019, making it the highest number of tourist visits since the entity began recording the stats. Speaking to members of the media on Tuesday, Director of the GTA, Brian Mullis, said this meant the sector contributed significantly to the economy last year. He noted that the 6 tourism awards secured by Guyana recently helped propel the sector's marketing efforts and promotional investments in Europe and North America. From November 2019 to today, Guyana has been receiving increased media coverage in high-end media outlets such as the National Geographic magazine, Telegraph, Family Vacation Circles, Travel and Leisure, Condé Nast, Wall Street Journal, The New York Post, and Wanderlust magazine. A businessman on Republic Street, Bel Air Park in Georgetown is complaining of lost revenues. A damaged water main has forced the shutdown of the road where his business is located. While construction crews are on the ground, according to him, their equipment damaged the pipe again, which means the delay in repairs are costing him big bucks. More from Esther Sobers.
A broken pipe has disrupted road repairs on Republic Street in Bel Air, Georgetown, and according to the businessman, this has caused him to lose customers. Headline News visited stalled construction work site and spoke to the business owner as well as the contractor.
Being highly affected by this road project that is being carried on by GWI and I think some private contractors. This project is actually supposed to be a 3-day project actually, and it's almost 3 weeks now. And my business is taking some tremendous losses. I have 8 employees with kids, and all of them suffering right now because of this project that is going on.
According to Richardson, this time the underground pipe was damaged by a heavy-duty machine. He explained that the pipe has been damaged several times in the past by other high-capacity vehicles traversing the road. Though GWI was informed in the past about the leakage, repair works would be done, but the leakage persists when high-capacity vehicles continue to traverse the road.
Well, basically, I don't know what's going on with that pipe there. It's been a while, but what happened since they come now, they start moving the big excavators. So by it's a heavy duty equipment, it affect it and it start to leak back again.
Headline News spoke to the supervisor of LGS Barnes Engineering. The company is tasked with repairing the road.
Now that we come into pass with the machine, we notice it started leaking. So in that aspect, we now try to remediate because we cannot go forward with the work unless we get this sort out, right? And without this sort out, it doesn't make sense we try to force us to move ahead because as you could see the water stepping in on us and we can't really move ahead with the project right now because the water would affect us terribly.
Nonetheless, the construction company plans to rectify the issue and continue the road work. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. After the break, we have your regional and international news.
I'm a public servant. In 2015, I was working for $34,000. Today, my salary is $70,000. I earning way more under the APNU AFC in just 4 short years. That's why I'm voting for them.
Fact. Public servants' minimum wage increased by 77% in 4 short years.
Don't stop progress. Progress.
That was a paid political ad.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
It happened in Trinidad. It happened in Venezuela. It happened in Nigeria. Do not let it happen here. Guyana's rich natural resources belong to all Guyanese. But Granger and his gang, through their incompetence and corruption, stuck us with a bad contract, excluding our people from jobs and opportunities. As it is right now, Guyanese are not defining the future of this industry and how it will benefit us. It is time for better contract administration and renegotiation to ensure that all Guyanese can share in the prosperity. Let's fix this on March 2nd. Stand up against corruption. Stand for prosperity for all. Stand up for Guyana.
For years, my community had no communication to the rest of the country. Now, we got internet hub, Wi-Fi, and a radio station. Now my children could do their homework on the internet, thanks to APNU AFC. And that's the reason why I'm voting for them again.
Fact. 175 internet hubs, 170 schools given internet access, and 7 hinterland radio stations since 2015. On March 2nd, vote APNU AFC, and let's continue moving forward together.
That was a paid political ad.
If you could only hear what you stupid. If you could only hear what you then you know that you're
listen to me, I'm not no dunce. You using a set of words and half a guy must even know what you're talking about. But proportional representation and all that.
What's all this racket about, man? Some of us are trying to sleep, you know. Must the entire neighborhood hear the two of y'all bickering with each other?
You the whole neighborhood, y'all should shut your eyes and shut your ears and sleep and stop minding people's business.
Neighbor, I just trying to explain to this dotish one here how Guyana electoral system does work. But he had hard.
But what could possibly be so hard for him to understand?
This nincompoop find it hard to understand that it's 2 elections in one we having on March 2nd. The top of the ballot is for the general elections, which will decide the presidency and the members of parliament. And the regional election is to elect the representatives which will sit on the Regional Democratic Council of the 10 administrative regions. In the general elections, we are voting for the party of our choice to get as many members out of 65 candidates to sit in the National Assembly. 40 from the national top-up list and 25 seats in all from the different administrative regions. Also, an important point to note is that out of the 65 candidates, 1/3 must be women.
I sure you yourself and understand what you just said.
We are using a proportional representation system. According to how many votes a party gets, that will determine how many members of the 65 members of parliament will come from that particular party. On the bottom part of the ballot paper is to elect members which will represent the party on the council in the 10 regions. What's so complicated about that?
Yeah, nothing complicated at all.
Well, it is not complicated. You tell me back what she just said.
I don't think it's necessary to explain.
Because you're done stuff.
No, it's quite straightforward.
Yes, it's quite straightforward. What you gonna check Google?
Look, I don't have time to waste.
Hey! You left so.
I knew that.
Neighbor, try Googling GECOM.org.gy.
I'm a single parent with 5 children, and all of them got to go to school. I am very thankful for the David Granger buses that take them to school for free. I save so much money because of it, and that is why I am voting for the APNU AFC.
Fact, more than 30 David G buses on the road and boats on the rivers to take children to school since 2015. On March 2nd, vote APNU AFC, and let's continue moving forward together.
That was a paid political ad.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news from the region. Prime Minister Mia Mottley has challenged the Barbados judicial system to close criminal cases within 6 to 9 months of the accused being charged. Barbados' Prime Minister contended that there is no excuse for gun-related and murder-related charges to exceed the 9-month time frame given the system's recent upgrades. The country's leader was speaking at the official unveiling of the amalgamated Worthing Hastings police station, which cost 14 million Barbadian dollars, when she pointed out that 10 million of those dollars has been invested to the Royal Barbados Police Force to enhance its capabilities, and the criminal courts have increased from 2 to 5. The Prime Minister went on to insist that cases in the appeals court should be tackled with swiftness, emphasizing that the 2 appellate processes shouldn't be more than 12 to 15 months. And internationally, China has announced 97 more deaths from coronavirus. That brings the total number of dead to at least 1,115 people, with more than 44,000 others infected. Al Jazeera's Katrina Yu reports.
One of Beijing's noisiest entertainment districts is now silent and empty. These restaurants, karaoke rooms, and nightclubs have been closed until further notice, all to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus.
This street has everything for us to eat, drink, and have fun. We live here. In the past, we couldn't rest because it was too busy and noisy, but now it's so quiet.
This epidemic has really affected daily life, but these closures are to prevent the virus. I think they are right decision.
Some local governments say businesses must apply for permission before reopening, punishing those who ignore the rules. Across China, more than 80 cities have been partially locked down, and people's movements heavily restricted. But President Xi Jinping says some of these measures have gone too far, warning that it could harm the economy.
Xi Jinping must walk a fine line between controlling the epidemic and minimizing its impact on the economy. Prior to the outbreak, China's leaders were already struggling with slowing economic growth under pressure to prevent a downturn. Now they have a clear message for the Chinese public: keep calm and carry on.
160 million people nationwide are expected to return to major cities over the next week. Officials are trying to reassure the public that it's safe to travel and go back to work.
We've tried to lower the risk of infection by preventing passengers from sitting next to each other in vehicles, trains and planes, and implementing ventilation, disinfection and temperature monitoring.
Chinese factories are beginning to resume production, but the damage has been done. Analysts say the service and manufacturing sectors will be the hardest hit.
If we assume that the virus will be contained by end March, then we would expect some signs of recovery from June, but full recovery won't start until the second quarter of 2021. The reason for that is it will take some time for industries to adjust the production patterns, to recruit new workers, and a lot of them will go bankrupt.
The economic impact of the outbreak is being felt globally. iPhone maker Apple and South Korean car brand Hyundai are among those expecting losses. And outbound tourism could drop by an estimated 30% this year, with many Chinese choosing or being forced to stay home. Katrina Yu, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
And finally, all 4 prosecutors investigating a close ally of President Donald Trump withdrew from the case after the U.S. Justice Department overruled their sentencing recommendation. Al Jazeera's Gabrielle Elenzonzo reports.
Roger Stone is flamboyant, a provocateur, and the man who shaped Donald Trump's political image and encouraged him to run for president. He's also been a close personal friend of the president for decades. So when federal prosecutors from the Justice Department recommended Stone serve 7 to 9 years in prison, Trump took the unusual step of intervening in the case.
I think it's a disgrace.
Stone was caught up in special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. A grand jury indicted Stone on 7 counts, including witness tampering and lying to investigators. Prosecutors also accused him of threatening witnesses. Stone was found guilty last year and is awaiting sentencing. On Tuesday, Trump tweeted the sentencing recommendation of 7 to 9 years was a miscarriage of justice. Later in the day, the Justice Department revised its recommendation for sentencing, prompting criticism that the president was abusing his power.
No, I have not been involved with it at all.
By Tuesday evening, all 4 federal prosecutors here at the Justice Department that were working the case have reportedly stepped down in protest, and the top Democrat in the Senate is accusing the president of acting inappropriately.
Roger Stone should get the full amount of time the prosecutors recommended.
It all comes less than a week after the president was acquitted by the Senate on charges of obstruction of Congress and abuse of power. Some critics now feel the president feels emboldened by the acquittal.
So he's basically saying he will wield the instruments of power to favor his political friends and punish his political enemies.
Trump voters likely won't see this as the president doing anything wrong. However, Democrats in Congress might see otherwise and argue it's another example of the president getting involved in something he shouldn't. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Here is your 3-day weather forecast. That's all for this edition of Headline News Update. Tune in Thursday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube, or visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for more news. Until then, take care.